you tired of playing with black and always ending up with the same result? White gets all the initiative and you're just sitting there waiting for a mistake, only to lose because white knows every move of the Dunst opening. Heinrichsen variation, Sleipnir counter gambit, duck variation, counter attack, deluxe edition. If that sounds familiar, you should try the Elephant Gambit, an aggressive and super rare defense for black that lets you flip the board and punish anyone who only knows how to play their own opening. Make sure you watch until the end because we'll go through a real game that will turn you into a total expert on the Elephant Gambit. The Elephant Gambit starts with e4, e5 and knight to f3, and now you destroy every plan of white with d5. The idea behind it is to break up the centre and take white out of his comfort zone. After he takes it, you enter the Elephant Gambit. You have many paths now, but I'll try to keep it simple with this map. White can take both pawns, but he has to choose which. For the first variant, I'll show you two different answers, both with really cool traps. The most common move by black is to push the e-pawn, putting pressure on the knight. White usually defends by pinning the pawn, and you just keep developing normally. Now, white often tries to capture your pinned pawn, but that's fine. You can safely take the d5 pawn with your queen. At this point, white might see what looks like a double attack threatening both your queen and your pawn. But don't panic. You just pin that piece, and if they try to unpin, you take it right away. Then after your castle, you set up a sneaky little trap. White might think, if I capture the knight, he'll have to take me bishop with his pawn, and I'll ruin his pawn structure. Plus, I'll even win his centre pawn. But nope. You simply take the knight, creating a double attack, and after a few quick exchanges, you're the one coming out on top. Second answer, and my favourite variation, is the rare bishop to d6. The idea is to prepare an incredible attack. White will continue their development just like you, and after you've brought out your pieces, you're ready to advance your elephant. The knight has to move, and both options are tricky. We'll look at d4 first. You castle, and if they copy, they've already lost the game. A natural move like castling allows you to use the bishop we prepared earlier with a pattern called the Greek gift, where after the brilliant sacrifice of the bishop we can check the king. Here, the king has four options: complete madness, a royal fork, mate in two, and the most common line, where the king retreats to g2. If white doesn't give up their queen, we have this beautiful mate in 5. If the knight goes the other way, we castle, giving white the opportunity to fall into the previous trap. But a much more common move is knight takes a 4, where they lose the game after this exchange and the pin of their knight. As you can see, this opening is really tricky and gives you the opportunity to drag white into unknown, deep and dangerous waters. Like I mentioned, these variations are only available if white captures the d5 pawn. But let's look at the other option. If white captures with their knight, you push it back while developing your bishop. Now they're forced to defend with d4 because if not, we keep the pressure with our pawn and they end up in a not so good position. After they defend, we capture and they'll probably develop their knight, attacking our pawn and defending against the tactic that could have allowed us to take away their castling rights. We develop our knight, defending the pawn, and white might play a natural move like pinning our knight. And here we lay yet another trap. We ignore it and castle, pretending to blunder a pawn. But if they take it, we can unpin our knight by trading queens and we're a knight up, instantly winning the game. Now you know the traps, but you might not know what to do if white goes crazy and plays weird moves. So let's watch a real game together, so you can see how to think in any situation. Let's jump in. The game begins with our good old Elephant Gambit. Bold, aggressive, and, of course, slightly disrespectful. White takes the pawn, thinking they've just earned a free lunch. But we know better. Black, however, plays sneaky, developing the bishop to d6, a move that looks innocent but hides pure chaos beneath the surface. White calmly develops their knight, confident and unaware of the storm that's coming. After a few quiet developing moves, we're finally ready to unleash the famous elephant push. They move their knight away, and we castle, But white doesn't fall for the Greek gift. Not yet. Now listen. This is where many players panic. They memorise an opening like it's a magic spell, and when the opponent plays something different, they freeze. Don't be that player. Openings are not to be vomited onto the board. You need to understand their soul, their purpose. So why did white advance that pawn? Exactly, to give space for their bishop. So can we capture it? Of course we can. White recaptures with the queen, and now we take advantage of our castled king to check immediately. The white king is forced to cover, and our pressure only grows stronger. Then white makes the fatal mistake, they castle. A natural move, but a deadly one. Our sneaky bishop, the one we quietly placed earlier, suddenly comes to life, ready to explode the entire defence. The king shuffles, but it's already too late. We bring the queen into the attack, full force. White tries to kick her away with the knight, but we calmly slide back one square. Desperate, white brings the bishop to cover the future check, but it doesn't help. After a series of brutal exchanges, the position collapses. A royal fork, a double, and a discovered attack all land in perfect harmony. In just a few moves, every piece of white's position crumbles, and you can claim your victory. You've used an engine-wise, not-so-good opening to completely crush your opponent. Not only that, with a few useful tactics, you found the way to win the game. If you want to learn more about this topic, check out this video. I hope you like this one, and remember, this is Chimpawn Chess.